you guys moved to North Carolina, correct?
Yeah.
And how's the move been? How are you liking it?
I really like it. We have a lot of fun down here, and we finally got settled and got some good jobs going. So it's going good so far. I miss being around my family, and I miss Coeur d'Alene, because of all the seasons. But um, nothing too terrible.
I mean, I miss the area and being able to have the familiarity of knowing where to go and what to do and that kind of stuff. But it's also nice to be able to experience something different.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and one of the main reasons you guys decided to move away from Coeur d'Alene and that area is because of the cost. So have you guys been able to find somewhere to live? It looks like you guys are settled in.
Yeah.
I mean, for now we are renting an apartment still, but that's just simply because we had to find somewhere to live, and without having the kind of the residency
Yeah.
of being here, we couldn't really get into a housing market. But just kind of looking around at seeing what's available, it does seem to be a bit more affordable and reasonable for what you'd be getting for the price.
Yeah, the housing market here is a lot more palatable.
So that's kind of the next question. So that housing market does look better than what you would have been facing in the Coeur d'Alene area.
Yeah.
The price here and the price there, there's definitely a large difference in what you were getting from what we were trying to get. Working with a realtor up there, it was very small, whereas compared to here, we would be able to get, for the same price, a couple of bedrooms and quite a bit of space.
And then the other thing you have to find when you get over there is a job, right? So how's the job market looking in comparison to the housing market? Are the jobs paying well enough that it's going to be a lot easier to get a house?
Yeah, actually, I mean, it's a growing area. There's constantly new opportunities everywhere. It seems like a lot of companies start at a really decent livable wage, especially for entry level. And we both found something. I found something in the same line of work where I'm making more money by doing the same thing. And he found.
I went from restaurants to construction simply because I was tired of working the night shifts at restaurants, going in at 4, getting out at 1, looking for something different. But I found something that ended up being a lot higher than what I was originally thinking. It's comparable to what I was doing when I was in Coeur d'Alene, but it seems to be getting me a little bit further than what I was.
And so for you guys, it's a mixture of not only more affordable housing, but also better paying jobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a lot more of a variety of jobs. There's a lot of big companies down here. So, if we decide to switch professions, the opportunities and the options are just endless.
So I guess does it feel kind of like almost Coeur d'Alene felt 5 or 10 years ago when they were starting to grow? Does it feel the same way, or does it still feel a little more stable, I guess, than Coeur d'Alene's market?
I think it depends on the area that you're in. Definitely more in Uptown is headed towards what Coeur d'Alene is headed to, because a lot of people are moving here at just the same as people were moving to Coeur d'Alene. But in the outskirts areas, like the more suburban areas, are still pretty same level with the prices they've had for a while now. So I feel it's a little more stable here.
It seems to be that since it's such a large area that it's a little different dynamic because we can still kind of stay within the area, but there's such a large expanse that it covers that you might have one option on one area and another in another area.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, are you guys looking, when you decide to look for a house, are you guys going to look in that Uptown area or more of the suburbs? What's your guys' plan?
Not in Uptown. That's more of the city life. It's very busy and loud. We're probably thinking somewhere out on the outskirts. I haven't really found an area that we absolutely love yet, but we also haven't been looking because we're still trying to get settled in and stuff. But we have a few months before we can start looking and slowly start discovering new areas.
give us a chance to figure out which areas are known for what kind of things too. You know, kind of don't want to move into an area that we end up hating down the line because we didn't know about something beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And the apartment you guys are in now, is that uptown? Are you guys in a suburb? What kind of area are you in?
Actually, the area we're in actually reminds me almost of Post Falls area. So it's not quite as nice and like clean as Coeur d'Alene was, but it's not in the city. There's quite a lot of like apartment complexes, and there's some cute little neighborhoods around here. I don't know, it's cute, but
It kind of falls in like a in between area because it's not
Yeah.
so close that you're in the city, but then again, you're close enough that you can get there without having a large commute.
yeah, my commute is like maybe 10 minutes to get into the city for work. So
So are you guys technically considered in the city of Charlotte, or are you guys technically like in a different, like, you know how we have like Spokane Valley and Spokane, or like you said, Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene?
So it's technically all Charlotte, and then there's little areas. It's not exactly its own city. We're all still considered Charlotte, but there's still like we're in the Steel Creek area. There's the Huntersville area. Like they're all in the same zip code though.
So you guys, it's just different neighborhoods then at that point, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I guess I know you guys are still getting settled in, but is this a place that, you know, you made this risk taking a cross-country move? Is this a place you guys see yourself putting roots down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you think the gamble paid off, you know, leaving home and what you guys have known for a long time, as much as you didn't want to, but now you're in a place where you're going to be able to afford a house down the line and not have to go, you know, apartment to apartment. So you would say it paid off then.
Yeah, thank God.
And I guess what has your guys' families and friends back here had to say about it? Are they, you know, I'm sure they're happy for you guys, but has it made them maybe rethink it if they're looking for a house?
My family at first was a little nervous, but now they're really excited. They've already come and visit. Half of them have already, and they really love it. But I don't think that they're gonna move away quite yet. I mean, your family is a different story, though.
Yeah. Half my family is still in California, and you know they're gonna stay there. I already know that. But the other part of my family, my mom is actually moving to Missouri, but the rest of her family is always lived in the Idaho area. I mean, they used to live in Coquihalla and then, you know, moved Sandpoint and Coeur d'Alene. But they seem to have settled down, and I don't think they're going to end up leaving there.
Yeah.
I guess one thing that people in Coeur d'Alene tend to tell me is that, you know, it is growing, but it still kind of has that smaller town feel. Doesn't feel like a big city. Is that something you also get in Charlotte, or is that something you guys are kind of missing having left Coeur d'Alene?
I feel I still get it here when you're on the outskirts kind of area.
Yeah.
You don't really get that big city feel until you actually get into the city proper, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Working in the city, I didn't think that I would get that feeling either, though. But a lot of people already kind of knew each other just from like working in the same industries and in the same area. And a lot of people actually grew up here. They always say that a Charlotte local is really hard to find, but I know like 15 of them. And it still has that small town feel where you like go stop by at a gas station or something and you see, you know, someone you used to work with or used to go to school with. They kind of have that feel still going for them. So I can still kind of see it being a small town.
So you guys kind of have the best of both worlds then, where it's, you know, you got that small town feel maybe in the suburbs where you guys want to live, but if you wanted to go into the city to do something, it's just, you know, you said it takes 10 minutes for you to get into the city to go to work, so you kind of have the best of both worlds then.
Yeah. I think that our location is pretty great. This area is pretty great. Yeah.
All right, and then you guys could probably tell one theme of the series of stories that this is going to be a part of is, you know, the growth in Coeur d'Alene and North Idaho and in Spokane. So let's say if someone was in your guys' boat, you know, wanted to move somewhere where they could buy a house, maybe start a family, would you recommend them take a risk and, you know, look across the country, or would you say maybe try to stick it out in Coeur d'Alene or North Idaho?
This move has made me a believer for sure about moving, especially because I've literally never lived outside of Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls area. So that was like a really big step for me. And it's kind of hard at first for someone like me, but I highly encourage it. I think that, you know, it took me out of my comfort zone and it introduced me to a different like area of the country. And it opened up so many doors and opportunities for me that I think that it's a great option, and I think more people should consider it.
I think it's a great option, even if you're not looking, as a place to settle down, but even just to kind of get out there and experience something different and get some experience behind you before you make the decision on where you do want to settle down and how you want to do it.
All right, then let's say 20, 30 years down the road, let's say the housing market over here has cooled off. Would you, if it's too early to tell, I totally understand. Would you guys consider trying to move back over here to Coeur d'Alene, or you think, you're in Charlotte, that's where your roots are going to be, and that's the decision you guys have made?
I would consider it. Would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't be completely against it. I'd definitely take a look at, if we were thinking of something different. Yeah.